You know, this is a video that I wanted to make yesterday, and it's really crazy because I hyped myself up to do it. I thought about the spot to do it. I thought about what I was going to talk about. And the reason why I wanted to make a video yesterday was because I was watching this other creator, and she was talking about how you kind of just have to embody it, and you're not preparing for anything. You're just peeling off the layers of your old self to become your new self. It was a really interesting video that really resonated with me. I'll link it below. But I watched that video and I felt so empowered, and I was like, okay, that's it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start posting. You know, this is something that I've been wanting to do for so long, and not for any other reason, but just like that creator said, but just to prove to myself that this is something that I can do, and that I can grow a following, and that I can share what I know with the people that I want to help, which in my case is women in wellness. I have a branding and web design agency, and I work with a lot of women in wellness that are starting up their own businesses. Anyway, I've been doing that for a couple of years, and I thought that the best way to reach more people was to create these videos. But then yesterday, when I was ready and I really wanted to do it, I was motivated and everything, I just couldn't do it. You know, I was thinking about every single excuse in the book as to why I can't do it, why I shouldn't do it, why today's not the right time. It was raining, so the weather wasn't right, and I didn't have enough time, and I don't know what to say, or whatever it is that I was telling myself. And it made me think about how hard the ego tries to hold on to the old story and to the old identity, and it's so difficult to break out of that. And just getting over that is such a tall mountain to climb. You know, you can have all of the good intentions in the world, and you can have all of the motivation in the world, and it's like it's still holding on to that old story so hard. You know, it just doesn't want to let go of your identity. And it's like, how do you push through? How do you get over that feeling? You know, how do you let go of that old story? Because I do a lot of different things. You know, I meditate, I journal, I script, I use affirmations, I listen to subliminals, I do everything that you can think of to just help myself let go of that old story. And still it persists, clearly. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is that you have to keep trying, and you have to keep going after what you want. And even if it doesn't work out the way you want to, or like it doesn't work out the day of, you know, in the past I used to be very harsh on myself, and I used to feel like I'm a loser, or like I'm an underachiever, and that I always set these goals and then I don't follow through, and it really hurt my self-esteem. But at the same time, it was also reaffirming that old ego story that I can't do it, you know. But the point of the story is that even if the ego tries so hard to hold on to the old stories that you think about yourself, and it will be so hard. It will be so hard to let go of that old identity. Sometimes we are more primed, and sometimes we're more ready, but in general it will be very difficult to let go of that old identity. But when that happens, you just have to remember that this is how it is, and that this is expected, this is to be expected, and you just have to keep pushing. You have to, you know, try again tomorrow. You have to give yourself the space to not feel ready and to do it anyway. And in my case, you know, it's posting this video today, even though I wanted to do it yesterday. And it's not just posting this video today, but actually making a habit out of posting videos, because this is what I have to do. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it gets to stick to the plan, to go after my goals, I have to keep pushing. I have to go through with it. So if this is you, if you're trying to create a new story and become that next version of yourself, know that the ego is going to push so hard, because it knows that old story and it's trying to be safe, even if that old story doesn't serve you anymore. And just remember that it will be hard, but eventually it will become easy, like everything else in life. I would really appreciate it if you want to follow along and see if tomorrow I'm going to post another video or not. I appreciate you watching this and seeing my story unfold, and I hope you have a good day.